It's Sunday, August 19th, 2018, and it's time to get work on music. It's been a great day, I'm in a really good place, and excited for a productive session as usual. Definitely going all in right now, which is a little intense, I'm not going to lie, but I'm really excited. I'm certainly, not totally sure exactly how this is going to go, but things with my teaching job are sort of dying off a little bit right now, just for this part of the season is sort of slow, and I'm really just thinking like, let's just make this happen on the music front, and let's just do it. So I'm really focused today on, I have a full day to work on music. I'm really focused today on getting the business structure around the Full Circle release built up to just a reasonable point. Doesn't have to be like, incredible yet, but certainly want to make it as good as it possibly can be, and I think, honestly, a little bit of effort could go a long way there, and I'm looking forward to releasing this stuff as soon as humanly possible. So that's where I'm at today. I'm gonna hit the online class front, update you guys with what I'm doing in the Armin van Buuren class and the hardcore tracking class, just keep my skills moving forward. Then going to hit a super quick drum practice, and then going to spend the rest of the day just business building, which, you know what, I feel like I'm not as nervous or, like, worried as I should be or something like that. Like, I actually feel great about it. Like, I feel like it's really, it feels right. So, let's go. Okay, really good first half of the day. Just hit the Armin van Buuren class, and it was more about volume automation and how they like to control the flow and energy of their track that way. I didn't spend a ton of time on that because I was a little behind in the session. The vlog from yesterday took me a little longer to edit than I thought it would. And then hit the hardcore tracking class, just got some more tips for vocals. And there were a couple good tips. The first is once the singer's voice gets warmed up, he usually moves pretty quickly and he'll like comp things together on the fly, like remember which parts of which takes he really likes. And then what he'll also do is if things are like a little late or a little rushed, what he'll sometimes do is just nudge it around in the Pro Tools session, and I think that that's less destructive than like time-based editing, so I'm going to play around with that a little bit on the new Aeons track, because some of the little bits and pieces that I recorded of the intro bass line are like a little early or a little late, and I feel like, it might sound better if I just move it around. I don't know if it's going to sound too artificial or what, but I just think computers are so good these days, guys, that it's like you just can't tell. I mean, it's just like, yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, then I just got in and did a bunch of edits on the existing Full Circle remaster. I just wasn't 100% happy with the way everything was, and so I went for this middle ground approach where I tried to grab the best of both worlds from each session, and I really cleaned up the low end on Midas and Myth and Fiction of the Dig Pimp, and I realized that part of the reason that the low end was so muddy there is I did this reverb routing to kind of spread the track out a little bit more because it wasn't quite as lush and full as I wanted it to be, and I had the low cut on the reverb too low, so that was contributing a bunch. It was muddying up the mid and low mid frequencies, so it gave the track a lot of weight and bottom end, but it just made the bass line sound kind of not clear and not defined the way it sounds on Into Infinity. So I realized the error in my ways there. I rerouted everything, cleaned it up a little bit, and then bounced some new versions of it, and it took a few hours to get it right. There's so much detail involved, but I'm very hopeful that that'll be, the best version that I've ever made. So going to take a short break here, have some food, and then come back and just hit the Savvy Musician Academy hard. Here we go. Alright, really good second half of the day, extremely productive day overall. Of course, I would always love to get more done, but, I'm still experimenting with my workflow and learning a lot, and that may continue for a long time, and that's okay. Second half of the session, just got a quick photo shoot in. I went in my backyard. It was a little overcast. I couldn't tell if the lighting was really where I wanted it to be. Came up with some cool ideas for pictures, but just overall didn't come away from the session with anything I was, really pumped up about, which in some ways was fine because it helped me realize the importance for me personally of a great location for a photo shoot, and I think it's less about me or what I'm wearing or something like that, and more just about the vibe of the overall picture, and you just can't beat a dope location for something like that. So when I was up in Tahoe a couple of months ago, I got some great pictures, and I think I'm just gonna use those. They're iPhone shots, so not like ideal, but honestly almost certainly good enough, and I don't post a lot of pictures of myself, and for what I'm doing right now, I don't need it to be the top-notch stuff, I just don't, and I'm still learning digital photography, still learning how to use this camera. I'm on the learning curve, and the most important thing for me to do right now is get this project out there and then adjust as I go, and I can always upload more photos and change photos later. I'm not even going to start with a physical CD right now is my plan, so I don't need great photography for the cover or anything like that. So that was a good sort of loss in a sense, but I'll look at the photos tomorrow and see if I can glean anything from them. Maybe I'll edit them and make them look cool somehow. And yeah, I got some good ideas for different things I could do. So yeah, I think the editing room might be where some of those shots come alive now that I think about it. From there, got into the Savvy Musician Academy class, just did some editing. I realized I didn't really have the album cover finalized yet, so I did some editing of some photos I took of a painting that I really like that I have in my house right now on permanent loan from a good friend of mine. Yeah, I've been looking at it a lot the last few weeks and just realizing wow, this is probably the ideal image for me to use. But I wanted to just give it a new life digitally, so I did some really, really, gentle edits on it and just brought it out to make it what I felt was a little more exciting and dynamic and fit the image I'm going for and the vibe I'm going for, which is just, my own personal thing. And yeah, I sent it to my buddy who did the painting. He's stoked. My friend Sean, who's just the frickin' man, who did this painting, the beautiful painting behind me, and many paintings I have in my house now, just because I love his work so much. He's so good. And yeah, I'm really pumped up pumped up to have a great image for the record. I'll share it soon. It's my Twitter profile right now if you want to check it out. It should be still by the time I upload this video. And yeah, I just decided, I want to put it out there right away. I don't want to wait. I want to just experiment, take massive action, move forward, make mistakes if needed. That's like what this whole re-release of Full Circle is about for me. It's just like trying to get some experience under my belt before I do Unlimited, which hopefully will be, equally as awesome, but on a bigger scale, and or maybe even more awesome. From there, I just kept burning through the Savvy Musician Academy stuff, notes about mixing, mastering, all those things that are not technically an issue for me right now, at least not as far as this project goes, and eventually got to the place where I realized, like, okay, it's time to update the website, it's time to update my social platforms, it's time to get the album, the re-release announced, so I just started making some posts, started building a strategy for the next few weeks leading up to the release, and also re-listened to the entire EP on my other laptop, and sounded great. Volume level of Fiction of the Dig Pimp might need to come up a little bit because I boosted Midas a lot because it wasn't holding up to the volume of Into Infinity after I altered the sonics a little bit on that. There was just less information in the track, so level came up, and so Fiction of the Dig Pip sounds a little quieter, but I think it's probably fine. It's kind of a natural, a nice ebb and flow to the record now that I don't think it really had before. It didn't have a lot of dynamics, it was really squashed, and it sounded loud and really powerful the whole way through, but it sort of was a little, to me, it was a little hard to listen to start to finish, personally. So I'm really happy with the new sound. It's a lot more gentle, a lot more subtle, I think, and yeah, I'm really happy that I sat down and just, got it right. So that's pretty much the whole session. I just wanted to take action versus going through more of the class. I'm just, as I go through each step, I'm making sure that I'm executing and getting things built up so that the record can be out as soon as possible. Right now, my plan is to just brainstorm a bunch of posts tomorrow and start making them, start scheduling them, and get something coming out pretty much every day, if not a couple times a day, over the next couple weeks leading up to the release date, and then start posting the new tracks online, maybe one a day, telling the story of each song, and really just taking time to, like, tell the story of the record properly, and over time to just build some excitement and get people stoked to own it and to listen to it and to stream it. Hopefully, a boatload for the freaking rest of time, guys. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts or questions, suggestions. I'm so open to feedback and ideas right now, so whatever you guys have, lay them on me. And hopefully this is just, the start of taking things to the next level on the release, marketing, and production front. I'm really pumped. It's been a long time coming, guys. See you tomorrow.